Everybody, welcome to Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. This is your host, Matt McNeil. I've got Derek Geyer also with us, too.
Hey, everyone.
How you doing, Derek?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Very good.
You know, despite the weather, doing pretty good. It's Wednesday. I'm almost a week away from going on vacation, so that's good.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Awesome. Folks, thanks for tuning in. We are on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. If you want to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. You can always keep yourself up to date and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. Now, the summer season is in full swing. Despite it being a pretty rainy day today, there's lots of sunshine and fun things that you can do outdoors coming up. But maybe you want to do some fun things indoors. Maybe you want some personalized and engaged conversations and even lessons for yourself. Well, let me tell you, I recently discovered a place called Mecca. It is a music school that serves the South Elgin area. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about them. It's Music Education Center, and Mecca offers a wide range of services. They offer private lessons, band rentals. So they are quite a musical school that is really set apart from other education centers in the region. And I have a very special guest on here today. I've got the General Manager of Music Education Center in Elgin, Sam Paige, here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me, Matt.
Thanks so much, Sam. I greatly appreciate it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with the Musical Education Centers of America.
Yeah, so I have actually been with this school for just over 10 years now. It's an interesting story. I actually was a student there myself from like the age of 8-9 years old. I started teaching there guitar lessons as a teenager. And then a few years ago, when the original owner of the store moved on, I ended up taking over as general manager.
Awesome. Very cool. So this is, again, the Music Education Centers of America. They offer personalized and engaging music lessons. Very, very cool. Tell us a little bit here, too. You offer a wide range of services from the private lessons to the band rentals. So how do you ensure a consistent focus on education across such a diverse range of different programs?
Yeah, that is a great question. I would say the biggest thing is our teachers are everything to us. We have about, I want to say we're nearing 40 teachers, 40 people on staff. We've got an administrative team that works behind the desk to ensure the scheduling, anything going on with rentals or items in our store, that everything is consistent. And then our teachers are usually specialized on one or two different instruments, and we really let them shine with what they think is best in their lessons. So we provide them with anything they need, a space to be, books, materials they might need for their lessons, but we really let them kind of, they have their own musical knowledge, and we let them share that with their students and kind of work to each student's personal strengths. And we try and match students up with a teacher that we think would work well with them.
Very, very good. Now, of course, each student is different, but generally speaking, what would you say is kind of like the go-to start for students and teachers when it comes to being together in a class? What's kind of like the first thing that is taught or that is kind of played out?
Yeah, we actually usually start the students with a trial lesson with their teachers so they can see if it's a good match. Usually during the first lesson, if you're a complete beginner with music, the teacher's going to try and get to know a little bit about what drove you to want lessons, what your goals are, and they'll teach you a little bit of basic reading on whatever instrument it is. Start you with reading music. Maybe for guitar, they might start with tabs or learning some basic chords. For band instruments, of course, we'd be starting with learning music and being able to, make the proper shapes with your face and your mouth to get air to come out of like a woodwind instrument or a brass instrument. Proper hand positioning for piano, for example. But we really encourage the teachers to speak with the students and the parents about what their goals are for lessons. and that's usually where we'll start.
Very good. You also do offer a lot of band and orchestra instrument rentals as well. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
So that's pretty cool too, because then, you know, if the students want to also maybe practice a little bit more at home, they're very excited about doing this. This is a great opportunity to do that. Now, when it comes to band and orchestra instrumental rentals, is there a requirement that the students, have to take a course in order to qualify for those rentals?
No, not at all. So anyone who's just looking to rent an instrument, they don't have to be taking lessons with us. It is available to anyone who's interested.
Very good. You also offer those voice lessons as well, too, of course, for students, woodwind lessons, drum and percussion. So there's a whole list. And for those of you who are tuning in now on YouTube who are watching, because we're on the YouTube side of things as well as the AM 1410 dial, if you go to the very bottom of the page, you can actually view the different lessons that are there. So online music lessons, that's another one, too. So you do offer that online musical lessons side of things, piano lessons, guitar and ukulele sessions. So there's definitely a lot here that people can look forward to, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. I'm glad we're able to offer such a variety, and especially in the summer with kids who take band and orchestra, being away from the music, that they're playing during the school year, we get a lot of people coming in on those instruments during the summer who want to keep their skills up while they're off from school.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit here, too. You also do offer scholarship opportunities. How does that help to support those aspiring musicians in the community?
Yeah, that's something that kind of came from above. Our school is actually an interesting situation. The original owner owned the store for probably 15, 16 years and then ended up passing it along to a corporation called Ensemble Music Schools, which is basically an administrative company that now owns our company but lets the schools in the community independently operate and connects them with other schools. So that's something that comes through them that helps kind of support people in the community.
Absolutely. I think that that's great, too. You foster also that welcoming environment for young kids who might also be attending music classes for their very own. What would you, how does that usually work out? So are they assigned specific teachers that, they've been to certain musical classes before? So there's specific staff members that are more geared towards that realm, and then you also have like kind of the beginners. Is that correct?
Yep. So we have people of all different ages and skill levels who take lessons with us. And the way that we accommodate that is we have teachers who have all kinds of different levels of experience themselves. So some of our teachers are younger. As I mentioned, I started teaching as a high schooler. So we do have high school and college age teachers, which are a more budget-friendly option, great for beginners. And then we also employ non-degreed adult teachers who just have ample experience, and then also teachers with their degrees in music or even master's degrees or doctorates. So we kind of have this approach where you'll call in and tell us, what you're looking for from lessons, what kind of experience you or your student have, and we'll take a look at who we have that we think would be the best fit for you, depending on your experience and the teacher's experience.
Absolutely. You got to make sure that they're comfortable and they're ready to go, and that they feel that this journey is going to go well, and they've got to have the right teachers to teach them there. And flexibility is important. It sounds like you've definitely got it going for you. That's awesome. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think it's really great. We love having our young teachers, like the high school and the college-aged teachers. Like I said, I started there. And it's really great because they get this early start to teaching, and then you have people like myself who started young, and I can say that I've already got 10-plus years of teaching experience under my belt, which a lot of people around my age wouldn't be able to say. I feel like very grateful that I've had such a rich experience of learning and growing as a teacher from that point on, and working with young kids who I have students who've been with me for 8 or more years that I've watched grow up, which has been incredible.
I think it's great because not only do the students learn, the teachers do too, because you have so many different students who have different skills and ways that they learn. And so there's a lot of experience on both ends there. Tell us a little bit, too, what would you say, based off of your experience at Mecca, what would you say has been the most popular genre of music, or even popular instrument that over the years have been kind of the go-to one, the one that most people usually choose?
Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, I would say like our top three, we have the most like piano teachers and piano students, guitar teachers and guitar students, and then voice students. I feel like we definitely lean more contemporary with the music that a lot of, especially the voice and guitar students, prefer to perform and learn. And then piano is somewhat of a mix of classical study and more contemporary. Over the years, we've also offered a rock band program, so I think that draws some of the more like pop and rock music interested kids to come in. It was something we didn't do for a little while. Around 2020, we retired the program, and we've actually just brought it back this year, which is super exciting.
That's awesome.
So I think we offer a large variety, but I'd say the biggest is going to be like piano, guitar, and voice.
Very cool. Very cool. Did you have a question?
Well, I was just wondering if it was ever too late to really get started.
Oh, that is a good question. Absolutely not. I mean, I have had personally students who have started in like their 60s, 70s and have stuck with it and done well. I have multiple students who are adult learners, or even a lot of times I'll get people come in who say, you know what, I played guitar when I was a teenager and I totally haven't picked it up in years, but I want to come back to it. And they come back and they pick it up and they love it. And, I actually have students of my own who are adults who've been with me for many years, just continuing a hobby that they had when they were younger. And also people who start brand new. We love our adult students as well.
Awesome. That's fantastic. I'm so glad. That's a good way to look at it too. You're never too old to start learning or to get back into it as well. So it's great that you have those options.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the relationship between teachers and their adult learners as well is just really lovely to see. I think teachers love working with the kids, but they love working with adults too, because they can get into more advanced topics as they progress, and be able to discuss things more in depth. And maybe they have different musical instruments or interests than a younger kid would have. So a lot of our teachers really love working with those adult students as well.
Hey, Sam, I've got a question. This is Derek speaking. In regards to, let's say, if I wanted to learn how to play a guitar, would you recommend it being an acoustic or an electric to get started out?
That's a good question. I and a lot of the teachers that I've worked with and the teachers that we have will usually recommend starting on acoustic. And the reason for that being that you're going to build up the strength in your fingers to play a little bit quicker when you start on acoustic guitar, because those are steel strings. They're a little harder to press down. And that is going to just build up and kind of train you to get your fingers ready to press down a little bit quicker than starting on, say, an electric guitar. But we will encourage students, whatever you have already, if you've got an electric guitar, bring it on in. Depends on the genre you're interested in, too. If you're coming in and you're saying, I really want to learn metal music, then maybe we get you started right on an electric guitar. But if you're just like, I want to learn the basics, I want to be able to strum along at the campfire with my friends, then acoustic guitar is perfect.
Nice.
That sounds good. Very awesome. Now, not only do you offer those classes, you also do offer recitals, which are a fun way to provide students with that opportunity to showcase their skills. Tell us a little bit about the recitals side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do recitals twice per year. We usually get about 130 to 150 participants, which is awesome. We do divide them up into hour-long sessions, just so a lot of parents are bringing younger siblings to come see an older sibling play in a recital, or grandparents. So we do divide them up into the smaller hour-long sessions throughout the day so that families who have littler kids accompanying them, it's not too long for them to sit. We currently hold them at a local church called Westridge Community Church in Elgin, right off of 20. And it's typically like a super fun day just filled with music, and we let anybody, like my biggest thing is I will never tell anybody that they're not ready for a recital. I love seeing the littlest 4-year-old kids play Twinkle Twinkle on the piano, and then also somebody who's been playing for 10 years getting up and shredding a guitar solo. It's just awesome to see the variety, and I think a lot of the families speak to that too, seeing where they start and where they can end up, you know, on display at the recitals.
I'm pretty sure I'd be playing Twinkle Twinkle on the guitar.
That's okay.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. I bet you'd be pretty good at it too, Derek.
Yeah. Maybe with the tutelage of the fine people at Mecca.
I love it. So tell us a little bit here too. We still got a couple minutes left. Looking ahead, are there any new programs, events, or expansions that are on the horizon that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, right now we just brought back a rock band program, which is pretty awesome. It's called Mecca Amplified. We kept it relatively small this time around since it's our first time kind of bringing it back in a number of years, but we ended up placing students in bands based on their age and their skill level and their musical instruments. We've got 5 bands that are actually just about to start rehearsal next week, and they're putting on a performance in St. Charles at the end of the summer, which is going to be super awesome. Nice. They're rehearsing under the tutelage of one of our teachers, so each band is going to have a band leader, and they're learning a small set of songs, which is going to be super fun. We also have a pre-K program for kids who maybe aren't showing a leaning towards a particular instrument yet. Something to just introduce them to the basics of music. Most of our teachers will say the hardest thing when you've got a really little kid coming in, like ages 3, 4, 5, is just teaching them how to feel rhythm, understand what pitch is, and just kind of the basic understanding of musical concepts. So we do have a few summer camps that we're running of a program called Music Explorers that's for those kids aged 3 to 5.
I think that's also a really great way to make friends as well, too. You've got students who might be interested in playing one instrument and then another. You go to these camps, and then they might encourage each other to be like, hey, you know what? They come home to mom and dad. They're like, I'm interested in actually playing, a different instrument. So I think that's really cool, too.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of the kids, you know, the purpose of the rock band program as well is I think kids who play instruments such as like guitar and drums or bass guitar, they don't always get to play in an ensemble at school. So this is an opportunity for them to kind of meet with other kids who play instruments that are more in that rock band realm and make friends with and connect with other students who have those interests. And then we do have string players enrolled in the program as well, violin and viola, who are interested in more contemporary music that they might not play in orchestra at school. So they get to do that here too.
Hey, Sam, when you are putting the bands together, is there a practice space there at the facility? This way, you know, I'm kind of asking for the parents now, you know, because garage bands and all that stuff, you know, shredding out in their garage don't necessarily, you know, the parents don't want to hear them.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I probably drove my parents crazy with all of the band practices I had in my basement when I was younger. But, so what we're doing for the rock band program is we're actually converting one of our larger lesson rooms into a practice space for the summer. So we're going to have, you know, drum set, small sound system set up in there for their rehearsals.
Nice.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for taking the time and energy to come here on WRMN, calling into the station to talk about what is offered at Music Education Centers of America. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you both.
Absolutely. Before we let you go, though, I have one more question. For those students out there or folks who might be a little bit nervous, this is their first time ever doing a musical lesson, what would you say to those out there who might be a little bit nervous, but they want to try it, they want to dip their toes a little bit, but they're a little bit nervous?
Yeah, I would say that, first of all, there's never any need to be nervous because music is such a lovely and welcoming space, and that there is going to be a teacher out there that matches well with you and understands your motivations, and that trying music, there's nothing to be afraid of, and it's something that can become a beautiful lifelong hobby, or even in my case, career, that I think is just, you don't get that kind of emotion and passion with a lot of other activities and hobbies. Music is just something that connects really well, and take that step and give it a try.
Absolutely. Sam, thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll continue to pass the message along. Folks, if you want to check out more information, visit their website at ensembleschools.com. You can also find them on Facebook, Music Education Centers of America at 222 Randall Road in South Elgin. You can give them a call for more information at 847-741-3324. You can also email them info@musiceducationplay.com. or visit their website at musiceducationplay.com, which is being posted into the YouTube chat right now if you do want to check it out. That's .com/Mecca, with the phone number also posted there as well. Thanks so much for joining us today, Sam.
Thank you so much, Matt. Have a lovely rest of your day.
And you as well. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, that was Sam calling in here from Mecca. That is the Musical Education Centers for America. If you want to start playing some tunes, maybe learn a couple different instruments, maybe even do some singing lessons, check it out at 222 Randall Road in South Elgin. Sounds like, Derek, you might be interested.
Maybe
Playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?
Yeah. That's probably all that I'd be able to do. Maybe I would sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
I wonder if you have a good singing voice.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I do, but, in the shower, it's different. And, or rocking out in the car with the music blaring.
Yeah, there you go.
That's definitely different, but I don't know. me.
Practicing those tones.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Folks, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more Out to Lunch with WRMN. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
See.
With your 14